Good morning and happy Tuesday. Welcome back to the Daily Grind. I'm your host Chump Change. This is live and recorded. For those of you that might be new here, what we typically do is go over crypto news or news in general in the space, update myself, bring you guys along for the ride. There's a lot of AI stuff, Gamestop stuff. What is happening? Yesterday was like a plethora of randomness, to be honest. All right, let's see who's in the chat and then we'll get into this. Mr. Chris Hanley in the house. Burrito Money, love that name. Dan R, what's up, dude? Good to see you. Mr. All Set, we have Max Voltage in the house. Hey, does anybody know, is DJ Mines' channel okay, by the way? His normal channel? I know he said something about his DJ Waters 22 got messed up, but what happened with the other one? If I'm not mistaken, his accounts got hacked, which is awful. So let me know if his normal channel is okay, please, if anybody knows. Let's see. Rob Mines, what's up, man? Good to see you. Fat Shorty, what's up, dude? Good to see you. That name. It's great. We have Crypto Frank in the house, my man. Good to see you. Good to see you, sir. Let's see. All Set. Lawnmower Man. Good morning. Vinny. Dakota Miner. Everybody I may have missed, I apologize. Let's get into this. All right. Bitcoin looking like $62,000. Even, pretty much. Normal one is okay. All right. Awesome, Mike the Miner. Thank you very much. Geek of all trades. What's up, dude? Good to see you, buddy. Good morning. We got Ethereum over here at 29.16. What is going on with my chat lately? Hold on one second. Let me fix this. This is annoying. Maybe it'll work. All right, let's see. We have Solana, 147 bucks. ADA at 43 cents. Man, ADA is really going down a bit, huh? We have Caspa at 11.6. Dogecoin's been pumping. Meme coins have been, I guess, pumping again for some reason. I don't know why. Strange. XRP at 50 cents. We have, let's see, BCH is at 437 bucks. Not too bad. Nothing else is really like popping out at me. Toncoin's down a bit today, 5.27% to $6.94. We'll see how that equates over in the mining segment of things. Let's see. Damn, Pepe, man. Unfortunately, I sold out of my Pepe a couple weeks ago. Actually, it was up though, so it was fine. But 26.6% up on the day. If anybody's got some Pepe, congrats to you guys. And Duke, and hell yeah. Perfect. We got Render down 9%. What in the hell? Floki's up 18.3. We got Dogecoin up 8.4. Dog Whiff Hat up 7.1 to $3.13. I am still stunned that this has a $3.13 billion market cap. It blows my mind every time. Shiba is up 4.1%. Nice. Please pump my bags. Please, I need to get out of that. Let's see. You're all out of Pepe. Yeah, I'm not. I'm done with meme coins, man. Like, I know you can make money on them, but man, it's just too much. It's too much up and down BS, and it's so you don't know where things are gonna go. You know what I mean? It's too big of a risk. So I'd rather just put my money into sure things, to be honest. Let's see. WorldCoin 11.5%, $5.11. It's down on the day. Let's see. Safe is up 4.9%. I don't know what this coin is. Rank 95th right now, $1.96. Interesting. Let's see. Shiba will pump someday. I have 100 million Shiba. I'm waiting to get rid of it. Toncoin 4.8% down on the day, again $6.92. We have BitTensor down 4.9% to 344 bucks. All right, let's move on. Flashbang over here. Fear and Greed Index looking like a 66. This is still good, still neutral territory, at least in my opinion. Anything between 75 and, like, I don't know, I guess 30-ish or so is like really not too crazy. Once we get like over those real, you know, the 25 or 30-ish, when we get below that, that's like when you really need to start buying heavy, at least in my opinion. And then when it gets over 75, it's where you start really gotta pay attention to it and make sure you're not just you're not just Max, you're not just you know, hoping that it's going to continue to go up, because things are probably going to have a pullback at some point if it goes over 75. Yes, I mean BitTensor, BitTensor, that's what I meant to say, Max, sorry. All right, what's going on with it? GME over here. This GameStop is trending. Look at this. This thing took a pump today. We're gonna listen to some news articles on this. Look at this boner candle. Look at this. Where did this, literally like 2 days? Jeez, that's crazy. That is crazy. What is happening here? Does anybody know? Give me the scoop. We're gonna have to listen to that news stuff, see what's going on there. But anyways, we're up 300% 300%. I think that's it. I think this is 24 hours, if I'm not mistaken. This Maneki one is down 9.5% still on the trending charts. And Dion, how you say that? I probably butchered that. I don't know. It's at a penny, but it's down 4.8%. I have no idea where this coin is. Anyways, all right, top 10 coins by coin market cap over on CoinGecko. We got Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tether, BNB, Solana, USDC, XRP, Lido Staked Ether, Toncoin, and Dogecoin still in 10th place at a $22 billion market cap. We got ADA, Cardano right below that in 11th at a $15.3 billion market cap. And Shiba, again, still surprising me that it's in 12th place at a $14 billion market cap. It's crazy. Roaring Kitty with a heart, says Hanson. Yeah, I heard some stuff about that guy. Interesting, huh? Very neat. All right, I'm not going to talk too much about this stuff. We have a lot of news crap I want to watch today, but yeah, Pepe's doing good. Pepe's doing good. Interesting that it's pumped up. Yeah, I sold it like around here ish. I lied. Maybe it was April. I think it was April. Yeah, I sold it around April, I think. I can't remember, to be honest. I sold it like right around here though, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was around there. But yeah, anyways, all right, moving on to the mining segment of things. Let's see what we're looking like today over here on these miners. You guys know I like to timestamp this stuff. So we got the Bitmain Antminer KS5 Pro 21 terahash unit making $86.50 a day. We get the KS5 20 terahash unit making $82.39. Again, this is after 10 cents per kilowatt hour. These are your profits. We have the KS5L 12 terahash unit making $45.59 a day. The BM KS Max 11 terahash unit making $38.87. And then we have the Gold Shell Lithium Box in 5th place as of right now, 360 gigahashes at 180 watts. Shout out to Gold Shell. They actually gave me a remote connection to this unit for like 3 days. So I got to go over my profits and kind of just see what we were looking like over there. Yeah, I got to do a video on it. But anyways, $38.81. I'm really wondering when we're going to see a payback time on this, because I don't think it's going to be this 7.4 months. To be honest, I think it's going to be like double that at least. Let's see. Windminer K9 10.3 terahash unit making $38.22 a day. We get the Ice River KS3 making $28.15. Oh, that's bad. Bruh. That's really bad. That's terrible actually. The KS3M 6 terahash unit making $18.72. Man, it's crazy. These things were making so much money a couple months ago. It's just nuts to see how far they've come down. Insane. All right, we got the Antminer L7 9050. Shout out to Musk Miners and Terra Hosting. That's where I'm hosting my unit right now. Paying 10 cents kilowatt hour with this unit right here. I'm making $12.76 a day. Again, this is merge mining Litecoin and Doge. This machine, man, I still love it. I wish I had a bunch of L7s, to be honest. They're so profitable. It's crazy. They really are for an old machine, and they're not that expensive considering. The Ice River KS2 2 terahash unit making $6.08 a day. That's terrible. Absolutely terrible. Let's see. Vinny, what's up? This is global crypto equals girth. Let's see, half the price. Bitmain putting their Castle miners down to $500 per terahash, half the price. Oh, interesting, Hanson. Nice. That's cool. Oh yeah, if you guys have any questions, at me in the chat. Let's see. Let me see what else we got. The Gold Shell KA box. Does anybody have one of these actually? 1.18 terahashes, 400 watts at $4.33 a day. Oh, didn't mean to click on that, but I guess we can look at it. Oh God. Just blew my eardrums. I'm sorry. I apologize. Can we like get off this? Why do they do that? Oh my God. Yeah, well, good morning. Just want to wake all you guys up. My bad. I didn't know that was gonna happen. I thought that was only on the Jingle Mining commercial. I mean on the Jazz Miners here, like Jingle Mining's thing. What was that? Oh my God, that really like hurt my ears. Give me a freaking headache. Oh, anyways, all right, I'm not clicking on anything. I didn't mean to click that anyways, but Jesus, that was terrible. I'm sorry. All right, Ice River KS0 Pro 200 gigahash unit making 66 cents a day. Bruh. Terrible. It's so bad now, but you know what? It's all right. It's all right. We're supporting the Casper network. It's all that matters. Next month, hopefully we see an appreciation with Caspa or in this upcoming bull run, and then these units will be making more money, right? The original KS0 is making 29 cents a day. Crazy. All right, I don't really care about any other unit except for my S19K, and I know it's still negative, so I'm gonna look. S19K, oh god, bruh, it's even worse. 72 cents, losing 72 cents a day running this thing right now at 10 cents per kilowatt hour. But if you're mining at 9 cents, you're still losing 6 cents. 120 terahash unit, S19K Pro. Man, things are getting awful as of right now. All right, moving on to the GPU segment of things. Let's see this coin. What is this coin called? I don't even know the name of it, to be honest. CSS. I'll click on it. Consensus Network. It's a Carlson hash coin. This is, can you mine this on the KS0 actually? Does anybody know? I guess this has been stupid profitable the last couple days actually. So let's see, we got Ironfish and Husat, right? Dual mining, or this CSS coin. We have Ironfish again for the 170HX. That was for the 4090, by the way, the one up top. The 4080 Super CSX and CSS and Ironfish and Husat, same thing. Cortex, let's see. Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's just some sort of fork of Ironfish and just random shit. CSS, Neoxa, top of the charts, the 3090. Interesting. How's Neoxa doing actually? I haven't looked at that in a little while. How's Neoxa doing? Let's see. Oh, it's up 1.98% on the day. It's still down though for past couple months. Took a little bit of a dump. Let's see, man, it was at like 0.4 of a penny. Now it's at 0.2. Damn, half off. I still need to make that node. All my stuff's still on inodes. just so lazy. I don't have time for it. I really don't. 4070 Super. We have CSS over here again. Same thing. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much consensus across the board. Ironfish, the Firo. Why is Firo here on the 3090? Gross. Bruh. And then we got Chlor on the 3090 as well. Nice. Grin on the 6900 XT. Not too bad. Xano for the 3070 Ti laptop. Please don't mind your laptops. It's not a good idea. We have the Radeon 7, Neoxa and Chlor. Nice. Conflux and Husat. Nice. And then Firo, yeah. All right, so you guys got a few coins to choose from, but mostly still Ironfish on the top of the charts. Move over to new coins. What we got? So this thing came out. So this thing's been on the list. I feel like I'm gonna have to look back at my streams. This thing's been on the list for the last 16 days. I don't believe that. How long has this thing been here? Does anybody know? New coins, consensus coin. I feel like I have seen this though, actually. I just don't remember how long ago. Maybe a couple days, but I guess it's profitable, so we'll see. And then we have I'm not even gonna try to say that. Xenix chain, is that how you say that? Because the X, the XE Kapow algorithm. All right, anyways, let's move on. Pyron halving. It's actually a fifth inning in the next 7 days, 17 to 14. Then we got Ethereum Classic, 16 days going through a fifth inning as well, 2.56 to 2.048. We got Gold Cash, whatever this is, 30 days from now is going through a halving, 0.25 to 0.125. Interesting. And then obviously down the list we go. We'll keep you guys updated with those events. If you guys are interested in Tangem CCXD, 10% off. All right, let's move on to the news segment of things. GameStop shares surge. Let's see what they got to say over here, and let's see why GameStop is surging. Let's do it.
Take a look at that stock, though. And it had been up when Sarah was doing it at the top of the show, 110%. Yeah, the meme trade may very well be back. Roaring Kitty, remember that name of Wall Street Bets fame? He's returned, and shares of GameStop are up as a result. Stock's been halted 7 times since trading got underway. That's just.
Did you hear that? Stock's been halted 7 times. That's what they'll do to you, especially with these Bitcoin ETFs. When that shit starts pumping, they're gonna be doing the same thing. They'll be halting everything. You can't sell it. Sucks to suck.
5 minutes, so I don't even know if it's halted again. Let's get over to Kate Rooney. Just tell us what you're hearing and what's going on here, Kate.
Hey, David. Yeah, so this is Keith Gill's first online post we've seen in 3 years. Roaring Kitty, as he's also known, was, if you remember, really the Pied Piper of the meme stock frenzy in 2021. He led those online traders to the infamous GameStop short squeeze this morning, posting kind of cryptic photo of somebody just leaning forward, excuse me, in a chair. And that was enough to send GameStop up, as you said, more than 100%. It has been halted for volatility. Our Robert Hum just sent out a note explaining this. He said trading activity for GME has been only 10 minutes. The rest of the day has been halted, and even with just 10 minutes of trading, the stock did 3.5 times the normal volume. But it's not just GME, guys. Other so-called meme stocks like AMC are also catching a bid. It is one sign of overall risk appetite increasing. You'll also see that showing up in the options market, especially for the most volatile corner of that, ultra-short maturities, once really reserved for professional traders. 0 days to expire options have climbed in popularity among everyday investors. These are one-day bets on the direction of the market, which can offer outsized returns, rewards, and also outsized risk. Last week, retail activity in 0 DTE options, as they're known, saw the biggest weekly sales since the beginning of the year. That's according to JP Morgan. They are making up a larger slice of overall options trades out there. And meanwhile, there has been less buying of some of the safer proxies for cash. Vanda Research points out slowing flows into money market funds after this surge of inflows as rates started to rise. Vanda says all of this new risk appetite is a function of chasing rising risk asset prices. And then tax implications. They say tax-related peak retail bearishness is now in the rearview mirror. They note that retail has been rotating more aggressively into single stocks. Guys, back over to you.
So, Kate, on GameStop, I mean, and I'm not saying this in any way has occurred, but Keith Gill, a.k.a. Roaring Kitty, he could have gone into the options market, bought short-term dated options that you're referring to, and then put out his tweet with the chair, and then, I mean, enormous gains, right? You could have bought the 30s, I guess. I can't imagine those cost very much a day or two ago.
I was going to say, very well could have. And you're also seeing just more options activity in general. I mean, I mentioned 0 DTE. Jay Clayton, at a conference last week, called that gambling, called out some of these really risky pockets of the market. And, this is in no way indicative of the average retail trader, but you are seeing this prevailing corner of the market that's still willing to bet on a stock like GameStop, which really there's no fundamental reason why the stock is moving. It is seen as essentially a gamble here.
Definitely.
Yeah, we're going to hear from Jay Clayton in a minute, actually. He came on actually this morning, like an hour ago. All right, let's see. OpenAI unveils new AI model and desktop version of ChatGPT. Let's see what they got to say about some AI stuff. Let's do it.
Welcome back. We bring you breaking news from OpenAI's live event. You saw a shot just moments ago. Steve Kovac has the story and the details. Steve?
Hey there, Kelly. Yeah, a couple headlines coming out of this event. The first one is a new version of ChatGPT-4. That's their latest and greatest model. It's going to be called GPT-4O, not zero, but the letter O, and that stands for Omni model, meaning it's able to take in data, not just text, like we're probably used to talking at ChatGPT, but this model is capable of processing images and voice as well. So you can literally have kind of a conversation with it. They're showing a demo just a few minutes ago where you can even interrupt ChatGPT if it's giving an answer maybe you don't like or you want to go off on a tangent or something like that with them. So much more conversational and ability to talk to ChatGPT than before. That is the big headline here. And then just some minor things. There's going to be a desktop app for the first time. They showed a Mac version. I'm not sure. I imagine it's also going to be on Windows as well. And they redesigned the app as well, so it's just a sleeker look. And right now, no Sam Altman appearing at this event, but it is being led by CTO. You see her there, CTO Mira Murati. They're giving some demos of this new model, what it's capable of. On top of that, they just said 100 million users of ChatGPT. That's a big number there. And then also, this new model is going to have an API, which means developers can make use of it and make their own apps using this new model and have that more natural conversation as part of their own third-party apps, Kelly.
I don't know why I chuckle to look at the way that they're doing the event, because it feels different. It feels like it's supposed to be more casual somehow, certainly the opposite of the Apple infamous AI ad from last week. And the whole vibe, that's why I joked, it almost felt like some kind of show that we were watching, like a bunch of friends sitting around on a couch and chit-chatting.
That's exactly right. And I'm almost positive that's OpenAI's headquarters out in San Francisco in the Mission neighborhood. At least it looks like it to me. I've been inside there before. And so, yeah, it is more intimate. I believe there's no press there. It sounded like a lot of cheering and clapping.
Oh, hold on. Yeah, it is. It is open this morning. You can now try out our new model, Chat GPT-4o. Weird. It's faster than GPT-4. Interesting.
Sounds like it's just full of OpenAI employees watching this event. This is a virtual event only, so I'm not even sure if they invited any press or analysts. I wouldn't compare this to, what Google is going to do tomorrow at I/O, or of course one of those flashy Apple events. This is much more subdued, and frankly, it's not a huge announcement, but it is OpenAI getting ahead of these developers conferences. We're expecting similar announcements to what I just told you about this new model, GPT-4o. We're expecting something similar tomorrow from Google as well. So this is kind of front running that.
Steve, real quickly, they were obviously the first to kick off the whole category, at least by putting it in the public's hands. Are they still the leading edge of the technology?
A lot of people see it that way, but I mean, you also have Anthropic, you have whatever Apple's going to do. But I will say it's just thematically interesting that we're having this event today ahead of the developers conferences of Google, ahead of Microsoft, and ahead of Apple next month. Those three giants have had to reorient their entire businesses, Kelly, around artificial intelligence because of what this one startup has done. So it's really interesting to watch them kind of go first ahead of this developer conference season, where we're going to see all those three giants unleash their latest in AI.
Indeed. Steve, thank you for now.
Dan R, I wish I knew what that meant. That's a Geek of All Trades question. Geek of All Trades, Dan R is asking you can't use Abacus when doing or working on ChatGPT. He said you need to upgrade, right? I have no idea what that is. I'm sorry. I don't use ChatGPT a lot, but I did pay for it this month to see what it can do for thumbnails. That's how I got the one for this morning, actually. Let's see. All right. AI is crucial for Apple right now. Let's see what they got to say over here. Again, CNBC television. Let's do it.
Speaking of ChatGPT, reports are out that Apple is nearing a deal with Openai to put ChatGPT on the iPhone. Apple shares are up about 2% today, impressive in a down market. For more, let's bring in Barton Crockett, Rosenblatt Securities Senior Research Analyst, and Amit Daryanani, who's Senior Managing Director at Evercore ISI. Welcome to both of you. Barton, what would you like Apple to do with ChatGPT? Should it be pursuing something as rumored?
Well, I think that AI is crucial for Apple right now. We've done some survey work earlier this year, which suggests that a third of consumers think that their next PC purchase will be influenced a lot or a great deal by AI capabilities, about a quarter for smartphones. And in that survey work, we found about a 10 percentage point delta between the Android universe of smartphone owners and the iOS. So Apple seems to be, behind the game brand-wise and consumer perception in this developing kind of AI environment. So we'd love to see them come out with some great features to narrow that brand gap. They're going to have to do that by working with others because they haven't been doing the level of development work that is really state of the art at this point. So OpenAI could be a great opportunity for them. Certainly, it's not Google, it's not Android. It would present some balance, certainly in the smartphone, but it would also make sense because, Microsoft doesn't have a natural smartphone partner. So OpenAI / Microsoft, if they were to pair up more closely with Apple, that could be very powerful.
Yeah, it's like Wintel all over again. Amit, what are you thinking in terms of the potential here?
Yeah, listen, I think step one, I think Apple is behind by design versus anything else. I think it's crucial to understand AI is not the existential threat to Apple's ecosystem as it might be at other companies that are way more aggressive on this. For them, it's a way to entice, make the ecosystem more sticky versus not. And I think where OpenAI or Gemini, we don't think it's a done deal who they're going to go with right now. Where they're going to end up partnering is with these larger models, more GPU-intensive parameters that need to get offloaded to the public cloud. I think they'll use a partner in that ecosystem. It's either going to be Gemini or OpenAI. And I think if I'm Apple, the math they might run is, which one is more financially efficient for them versus not. But I think that's where they're going to go is for the cloud-intensive, GPU-intensive models that need to be done on the cloud, like a chatbot, who they use. But I think those are two companies they're going to partner with. It's going to be part of an end-to-end offering they have, including AI on the edge, which is going to be the hallmark of what they do. But certainly for the more intensive workloads, it's going to be Google or OpenAI they're going to use.
So 10% of you actually just ended that poll are into GameStop. Interesting. Do you guys make gains? Let me know in the chat.
Barton, do you think this is all about making Siri sort of best in class, or is it going to run much deeper and in some ways be more invisible as well?
Ooh.
Well, we'll have to see. I mean, I think that what they need to do, and I would disagree a little bit. I think AI is crucially important for Apple right now because it is an opportunity to inject excitement into their devices ecosystem again, right? Apple stock is interesting when they're doing disruptive innovation, and they haven't delivered that really for a number of years. And they've taken some swings with Vision Pro and with cars that aren't really delivering that today. But this could, if they get it right. And, is that a better Siri? Certainly it'd be great to see Siri at least, matching the capabilities out there. If they could make it, greater than the state of the art, that would be, a real kind of coup, difficult to see given that they don't own the technology. They're working through partners. So it's the jury's really out here, but I think it's crucial for them to do something interesting.
Yeah, Barton, you have a neutral on the stock. Amit, you're outperform. I mean, what did you think of what you heard so far of OpenAI's announcements at this spring event?
Yeah, listen, the part I'm more intrigued by is the fact that, and maybe it was just what OpenAI used, but the fact they used a MacBook to demonstrate the desktop options, I thought was an interesting choice versus not using any brand. Listen, I think for Apple, and certainly the AI announcement so far from OpenAI don't really suggest what's going to happen. On June 10th, I do think you'll get a better update from Apple on who they want to partner with and how they're going to do it. But so far, I don't know. I think other than the fact they're using the MacBook desktop to demo the products, nothing else really stands out to us from an Apple perspective.
All right.
Interesting. All right, let's move on. Some other stuff. Let's see. The 2024 CNBC Disruptor, 50. It says OpenAI becomes the first back-to-back #1 company. Let's see what they got to say over here.
The moment has come. It is here. We are right now going to reveal CNBC's new Disruptor 50 list. And Julia Boorstin, the queen of the Disruptor 50 list, the founder of the Disruptor 50 list, is here to tell us about it. Good morning.
Good morning. I'm very excited to be here. Hundreds of companies applied for the 12th annual CNBC Disruptor 50 list, and we used a quantitative and qualitative evaluation process and the guidance of our academic advisory board, as well as a new VC advisory board to select the top 50. This year's disruptors have a total valuation of $436 billion, up from a valuation of $362 billion for last year's list. Here are the top 5 companies on CNBC's Disruptor 50.
Number 5, Databricks, a $43 billion analytics firm that's using AI to help its enterprise clients organize massive amounts of data. The company surpassed $1 billion in annual revenue last year and added NVIDIA to its roster of investors.
Perfect.
Number 4, Brex. After extending credit lines to thousands of startups impacted by the collapse of Silicon Valley Bank, the $12 billion spending management platform is now growing to service larger firms, including DoorDash and SeatGeek. Number 3, Stripe. On the list for a record 10th time, Stripe says it processed $1 trillion in transactions last year for customers ranging from Amazon and Google to BMW and Marriott. While an IPO has long been a source of speculation, CEO John Collison says the company is in no rush.
We have no timeline that we're announcing on being a public company. And again, the thing that we were quite focused on is making sure that there is good liquidity for employees and former employees.
Number 2, Anduril. Powered by $2.2 billion in venture funding, the defense disruptor is taking on long-established incumbents, including Lockheed Martin, Raytheon, and Northrop Grumman. Anduril recently introduced several new AI-powered drones and is on the front lines, supplying Ukraine and operating throughout the Middle East. And number 1, Openai. The company burst into the mainstream in late 2022 with the revolutionary innovation of ChatGPT. Since then, it's announced a litany of new products, services, and business partnerships, reportedly surpassing $2 billion in annual revenue and reaching a valuation of $86 billion.
Jesus, that's
And of course, OpenAI is keeping up its fast pace of innovation, just yesterday launching its new GPT-4o that can process images and voice. And there's no doubt that AI really dominated this year's list, and not just because OpenAI was #1 for the second consecutive year. That's a first in the dozen years of doing the Disruptor 50. 34 of this year's Disruptor 50 companies tell us that AI is critically important to more than half their revenue. 13 of those specify that generative AI is essential to more than half of their revenue. So you can find the whole list on CNBC.com/disruptors, and we will have CEOs on throughout the day.
Crazy. All right, let's move it on. Let's see. First data on institutional use of Bitcoin ETFs. Getting into the Bitcoin news. See what they got to say over here.
Matt, you mentioned that the Bitcoin ETF was the most successful ETF launch in history. That's an interesting claim, but update us on where we are right now. What's total assets under management? And
I like how he said interesting claim when it's true.
Parse out, of course,
just a claim.
Grayscale's. What did they have? 27 billion initially in the whole game. Where are we at, and how is the suite of spot Bitcoin ETFs trading relative to Bitcoin?
Yeah, they're doing fantastic. They're tracking Bitcoin's price virtually perfectly. They're trading at very tight spreads, and they're charging low fees. So for investors, they're often the lowest cost, most liquid, most accurate way they have to gain access to this space. And that's really exciting. We love doing that with the Bitwise Bitcoin ETF and BITB, and our competitors do with their ETFs as well. There's maybe $50 billion in assets, north of $10 billion of net flows. Flows have restarted after taking a few days off. We're actually in a really interesting point right now, Bob, because we're getting the 13F filings, where we're seeing whether professional investors are allocating to these ETFs. Those filings are due May 15th, but they're already a large number in, and there are a huge number of really iconic firms allocating to these ETFs, well north of 500 professional investors making investments, including firms that manage money on behalf of Yale and Princeton and others, firms like Hightower Advisors. These ETFs are being adopted by professional investors. We're learning that right now, and I suspect we're going to see the inflows from that group accelerate in the second half of the year. So from any perspective, a massive success, and I think that success will continue and compound in the second half.
Perfect. And it's easy to see why this is the case, Bob. Everybody loves ETFs, the most popular investment vehicle in America. They're low cost, they're highly transparent, they're very liquid, they're extremely familiar. You can put them in any brokerage account where you can dollar cost average, you can rebalance, you can do tax loss harvesting. Really easy to own and manage, easier than the complexity of Bitcoin directly. And now that they're available, everybody who has always been curious about Bitcoin or has been wanting to do Bitcoin but has found it daunting to engage, now can do so in the easiest way, most familiar way possible. And that's why we're seeing the flood of tens of billions of dollars into this.
So you said 50 billion right now, AUM, for all the Bitcoin, spot Bitcoin ETFs. Is that right, Matt?
Yeah, around there, Bob. Yep.
Okay, so we started out with, well, Grayscale had 27 itself, right? Back in January, is that right? Was it 27 billion?
That's about right. And then we had some market appreciation, right? The price is up from 50 to 63. And but we have had this historic net flows, which again is just
so even with just a wide guess here, at least $5 billion a month in inflows going in just in the last 4 or 5 months. That's a pretty good number.
It's by far a record-shattering event. This is, if you compare the flows that went into GLD, which up until now was the record setter for asset flows, these ETFs have shattered the record. The amount of money that has flowed in such an incredibly short period of time demonstrates investor interest in this and the consumer buildup and the excitement behind this. And yet, as Matt has pointed out, relatively few RIA firms or institutional investors or major Fortune 500 companies have yet to participate. This is going to be coming over the next couple of years. It's going to get very exciting.
Guys, I'm going to have to leave it there. It's been fascinating as always. And Matt, let us know about those updates on May 15th. I'd love to see what kind of investors are involved, particularly if more institutional investors are. Let's keep.
Interesting. All right, they're going to play some loud-ass music. That's why I wanted to stop before he ended. All right, let's move on. Former SEC chair Jay Clayton. This was 51 minutes ago on meme stock craze. Let's see what he's got to say over here.
GameStop shares are soaring once again this morning, adding more than 170% just since yesterday morning. Perfect. Another meme stock soaring along with GameStop is AMC. AMC is up 187% for the week to date, and of course, it's only Tuesday. Joining us right now with more on this is Jay Clayton. He is former SEC chair and a CNBC contributor. And Jay, we've been kicking this around this morning. I got a whole lot of different takes on this. First of all, the short sellers didn't learn their lesson last time around. Second of all, retail investors are back with a vengeance, but you can't really call this investing either. These are massive swings. As a former SEC chair, what do you think when you look at all of this?
Well, it bothers me. It bothers me on many levels. I think your last guest got it right. It's a lot closer to gambling than it is to trading, and it's certainly not investing. And
and they were worried about crypto.
Is a tweet really investment advice? I think we've learned over the last 5, 6, 7 years that a tweet is really never investment
advice. That
advice.
never even mentions the companies involved. I mean, that's what's so phenomenal to see massive moves like this when really it was just the implication that he may be sitting up and taking notice. That's the tweet we're talking about.
Yeah, and we can debate.
That's crazy that somebody can move the market like that with just a freaking picture. Isn't that crazy?
Whether that's, let's put it this way, whether it's legal or illegal or it's manipulation or not. But I have a question.
How is that manipulation though? Like if you're going to tweet something out, you're not making people listen to you or look at your stuff. Like that's your choice. You're an adult. You want to buy this stock because I put a picture out? That's on you, man. Oh well. Like I don't know what to tell you.
Keith Gill, which is, why not tell people why you did it? Why not come on the show and say, are you saying that GameStop is now a good investment opportunity? We don't know. What we know is that
because they didn't say
triggered what I would say is euphoric and speculative buying among the retail community, which is never a great thing.
So this was a really interesting proposition put up by Matt Levine from Bloomberg yesterday. Just what about the idea if Keith Gill, Roaring Kitty, who tweeted this, were to have gone on and bought options ahead of time, tweeted this, and then made a lot of money based on everybody going into this and the price going up, is that illegal? It's not insider trading.
It's not insider trading. That's clear. And he's trading on his own information. That's why it's not insider trading. But is this something that we should be tolerating in our markets? Whether it's legal or illegal, I don't think so. And that's why I say, why doesn't it?
But what does that mean? So the idea.
What does that mean? Tolerating in our markets? What? It's freedom of speech. You put a picture out there. Who cares? Like that? What? Like what? I'm so confused with that statement.
I would think as you look at this more in the context of market manipulation, right? And the question is, are you allowed to manipulate the market? People, by the way.
But who said he manipulated the market? He put a picture out there. Who gives a shit? He's just associated with this, back in the day. So like, I don't understand that.
Publish things all the time and they say, hey, I like this stock, and they, hope that other folks follow them. Is that market?
Sounds like somebody sold it. They were in it up here and they sold it right here, and now they're mad.
Manipulation?
Generally not.
Maybe not. So what is the distinction in your mind as somebody who ran this department and who's looking at and cares about the integrity of these markets?
Well, that's why I'm saying, okay, we can discuss what are exactly the facts and circumstances around the publication of this tweet and the like. But in the meantime, if you care about the markets and you care about investing, come on this program.
Right.
Tell people why you did this.
From your lips. God bless you. We hope he does.
Why you did what?
Is there anything illegal about this or not? You may not like the way it looks.
There is nothing illegal about saying I like a stock. There are things illegal about saying, I like a stock and taking activity in the marketplace that's designed to, drive behavior, indicate that prices are rising, and like those types of things are illegal.
Pumps aren't illegal necessarily.
Pumps and dumps, but they can be and they cannot be. It depends on how you're doing.
No, they're not. That's not. What? That makes no sense. He's mad. He sold out. You know what? I like that guy too. That's fucked up. That's really aggravating, actually. That's kind of a dick thing to even say. Weird. All right, I gotta get my kid cereal. I'm gonna play this. This is Crypto World CNBC Television. Why Ether supply is growing and what it means for investors. Ooh, that's interesting. Damn, I didn't hear this. All right, well, I'm gonna have to put this on my phone. I'm gonna mute and I'll be right back. Let's do it.
Today, Bitcoin's in the green to kick off the week. Congressman Patrick McHenry says the bill aimed at creating a regulatory framework for crypto will finally get a vote from the House. And CryptoQuant's head of research explains why the Den-Kun upgrade has made ETH inflationary once again. Welcome to CNBC's Crypto World. I'm Brandon Gomez. Crypto prices moving higher to start the week, with Bitcoin rising more than 2.5% to nearly $63,000 by noon Eastern. Ether also climbed higher, trading just under $3,000, and Solana jumped nearly 1.5% to $147. Okay, let's talk about the top stories. The SEC has opposed Coinbase's attempt to get an appeals court to intervene in the exchange's dispute with the regulator. In this filing from Friday, the agency said the court should not grant the crypto exchange's request to review how or if conventional securities rules apply to crypto. The SEC argued in the filing that Coinbase was trying to create a new legal test for how crypto might fit into existing securities precedent, which a district court had already rejected. Coinbase's chief legal officer, Paul Grewal, responded to the development on X on Friday evening, arguing that the SEC contradicted its own arguments for the same kind of appeal in the Ripple case. Last month, Coinbase filed what's called an interlocutory appeal in federal court, asking a higher court to review whether a crypto transaction that poses no obligation to the original issuer of the asset should be deemed an investment contract that would be regulated by the SEC. The judge overseeing the SEC's case against Coinbase will have to rule on the motion, and if she sides with the crypto exchange, Coinbase will be able to send the motion to the actual appeals court. Next, pro-crypto Congressman Patrick McHenry says the bill aimed at creating a regulatory regime for U.S. crypto markets will finally get a vote from the House of Representatives later this month. In a statement posted to X on Friday, McHenry, who is the chairman of the Financial Services Committee, said the House will consider the Financial Innovation and Technology for the 21st Century Act, which will deliver, quote, robust consumer protections and regulatory clarity for digital asset markets. The bill was cleared last summer in both his committee and the House Agriculture Committee. McHenry called the legislation much needed, adding that he looks forward to taking a, quote, monumental step to finally deliver the transparency, accountability, and consumer protections that the digital asset ecosystem desperately needs. Last, a crypto nonprofit launched a political action committee to raise money from its 480,000 members for crypto-friendly politicians. Stand With Crypto's PAC is also endorsing a bipartisan roster of candidates running in the House and the Senate. The PAC joins a deep-pocketed effort from the crypto industry to put political candidates in office who are committed to supporting digital assets and blockchain technology. Reuters reports that crypto super PACs Fair Shake, Defend American Jobs, and Protect Progress have so far raised more than $110 million this election cycle. According to Reuters, PACs like Stand With Crypto are typically set up to gather funds for candidates or political causes and are different than super PACs, which can receive donations of unlimited size but cannot coordinate with campaigns directly. Endorsements include Jim Banks, a Republican running for Senate in Indiana, Jim Justice, a Republican running for Senate in West Virginia, among others. As of this morning, Stand With Crypto's website says that more than $86 million has been donated by crypto advocates. All right, let's talk about ETH for our main story, and specifically ETH's burn rate. As a refresher, networks like Ethereum burn a cryptocurrency by taking it out of circulation. The goal is to reduce supply and cut down on inflation. But Julio Moreno, head of research at CryptoQuant, points out the burn rate of ETH has been declining. And he says the asset looks to be inflationary once again. So, Crypto World's Tanea McKeel spoke to Moreno about Ether's inflationary shift and why he points to the Denkun upgrade back in March as the culprit.
I'll never understand how, like, Ethereum is infinite. I don't get the whole reason behind that, to be honest.
You did this research that showed that the supply of ETH issuance is growing at the fastest rate since the merge. So that was, as a reminder, that was Ethereum's technical transition in September 2022 from proof of work to proof of stake, and that made its infrastructure more energy efficient, and that was supposed to help lower the rate of ETH issuance. But now you've got this research out showing that issuance is on the up and up. Can you break this down a little bit more for us to start? When did this trend begin and how did we get here?
Yeah, it began after the latest upgrade for Ethereum, which was the Denkun upgrade on March 12th. And this upgrade mostly was make transactions more efficient and the data storage more efficient for Ethereum, so that they could have like lower transaction fees, right? So the transaction fees did decline a lot, but this made total transactions on the network, transaction fees decline, right? And so there's now less amount of Ethereum being burned through transactions, right? Before they burned transactions, right? Transaction fees get burned, and when these transaction fees were high, it overtook the issuance of Ethereum, making the net supply negative, right? The growth of supply negative. So after this upgrade with lower transactions, even accounting for higher network activity, less transactions get burned, right? And so this has a result of increasing again the net issuance of Ethereum, and so that's what we have been seeing since a little bit after this upgrade, the Encon upgrade.
Okay, and let me pause here. Can you, just to recap, what is the importance of the burn function on the Ethereum network?
Yeah, so over the years, Ethereum has experienced these protocol upgrades that have had some effects on its monetary policy, right? So at some point, they wanted to compete with Bitcoin in terms of the monetary policy, right? So Bitcoin has a fixed inflation that gets halved every 4 years, right? So they wanted to compete on that front with Bitcoin. So one of the upgrades, the London upgrade, was introducing the burnt fees, right? And so that's what caused like all the part of the transaction fees to being burned for Ethereum. So that's important in the sense that those fees, that amount of Ethereum just it gets erased from existence, right? So that has the effect of lowering the total supply of Ethereum if they are big enough, right? So, and that had been happening since the merge. That had been happening, but with this latest upgrade, that is not the case anymore, right? So Ethereum became inflationary again, and so some of the, I would say like the more relevant thing that we talked about in this report is that this decrease in transaction fees and the transactions that get burned is a structural shift. It's not just because there's less activity and then there's less transaction fees, right? No, it's not that. The activity has remained really high on Ethereum, but because after this upgrade, now that activity doesn't impact fees like it did before, right? And so we have lower fees, and then net issuance is now positive because of that, because less fees are getting burned.
You said this is a structural change, and that activity hasn't fallen on the Ethereum network. So can you expand a little bit on structural and how long you expect this trend to last and how serious it could be for investors?
Yeah. So before this upgrade, if you see network activity on Ethereum, like for example, total number of transactions increase, right, spiked, then you had the corresponding effect on fees, like fees also spiked, right?
Real quick, that was DJ that just called. It is actually him in the chat, if anybody was wondering.
This was before this latest upgrade. So the amount of fees being burned also spiked, right? But after this, you see high activity. We still have high activity on the network, but we don't have that corresponding spike on fees, right? And so what's the effect on that? It's that less fees are getting burned. And so as a consequence, the supply is now increasing again. Now, when I say that this is structurally, what I mean is in the past, you see a correlation between activity and fees, right? And so it was normal that if at some point activity decreased, then fees also decrease. So you could say like, okay, so maybe fees decrease now because there's less activity. No, it's not the case, right? That's the structural shift that we see, that there is no corresponding, lower fees, lower activity, or higher fees, higher activity, right? No, we have high activity, but the fees don't spike, don't increase. And so that, because that relationship has shifted, has maybe broken, then the new issuance of Ethereum is increasing again. So, and that could last up until we maybe need, much higher activity now to see the decrease in supply of it that we have seen before.
What is the potential impact to the price of Ether itself? If there is a potential impact, how long do you expect that to see? How long until you expect to see that take effect? And then what about, related coins within that are related or within the Ethereum universe?
Yeah, so I think we could ask ourselves, like, what does this mean for investors, right? So I see these two theses for Ethereum. So one is, if investors were thinking to get exposure to Ethereum based on the thesis that, it was getting more scarce, there was less supply, right? So I think after this thesis is not valid anymore, right? So if you were, thinking about getting exposure to Ethereum based on this thesis, then you should think again, right? Because this really changed the structure of fees and the structure of the new issuance of Ethereum and the growth of supply. Now, if you are looking to get exposure to Ethereum under the thesis that Ethereum is a growing, scalable, and cheap transaction network to build DeFi applications, I think this thesis is supported, by this upgrade, right? Because it indeed made Ethereum, cheaper. It made it more scalable, right? So I think it depends on the thesis that you have as an investor, and of course being aware of this structural shift in the supply of Ethereum.
Okay, that's all.
Is it actually cheaper? Does anybody know? Let me know in the chat. All right, moving on to videos. I only got one to watch today. Going to be an early stream, but let's see. Bitcoin price is about to go absolutely crazy. It says this is an expert prediction, I guess. Who knows? Altcoin Daily. Shout out to them. Links in the description. If you guys are interested, go check them out. Let's do it.
November at 20,000. 4 months later, we're at 60,000. So things can happen very quickly, and we can go triple, quadruple, 5x in a period of 3 months. And if you miss those 3 months, you're going to miss everything.
Bitcoin's price is about to go absolutely crazy. And if you miss the next 3 months...
You know what? I believe this. Actually, the couple month window, usually like 2 months or so, 2.5 months. That's how it is.
Window, you're going to miss everything. This has happened to Bitcoin's price after every single halving. Take a look. This is how Bitcoin's price appreciated after every halving. This over here is the halving event, and then this is what happens after each time. Bitcoin halving just happened. We are here in green. To me, this is extremely bullish, and most don't realize. Smash the like button, support the channel, send this video to one friend who really needs to hear this about Bitcoin. Bitcoin whales are accumulating at a pace like we've never seen before. While you panic, they buy, because they know what's about to happen. Freddy Krueger is a Wall Street finance and tech veteran, often
his name's Freddy Krueger. That's hysterical.
cited in financial news. His YouTube channel is called Math Money Bitcoin. He is a Bitcoin advocate. He has made rather bullish predictions about Bitcoin's future price based on mathematical models. Here, he lays out the Bitcoin price explosion that he thinks is going to happen sometime in the next 12 months. There will be a 3 to 4 month window where Bitcoin's price does a 3x, 4x, 5x. Let's go through cycle by cycle and listen and watch him build his thesis. We'll start here, 2013-2014 cycle.
As you can see here, Bitcoin, if you look at the entire 4 years of Bitcoin from 2009 to January of 2014, 70% of the move of that was done in 2 months, right? You could have done nothing, but just bought Bitcoin in September of 2013, and you would have captured 80% of the move, right? 70 to 80% of the move, depending on if you held it 3 or 4 months in the end of 2013. Really, we have this extreme tail here. And by the way, who
was around back then? Who was in Bitcoin back then? Put a 1 in the chat if you were around. Just interested to know.
Looked here and you sort of said, oh, what's the chart look like? Well, the chart looked bad, right? The chart looked like we were rolling over, it was going down. And so there was really almost, oh, maybe we're going to come back. Oh, maybe this is going to be a double top. No matter what you do, you're not going to see this ginormous pattern here, this thing.
This is between 2013. The 2013 pump, 2014 pump. That's crazy. Man, so Piranha Cards was there. We have Sustainable Crypto was there. Damn, Dakota Alt Count. Nice. Damn. I wish. Kyle Rosa, man, you guys are lucky. JB, good for you. Hopefully you guys held. Damn, that's crazy.
So that's the first real kind of move up that we've seen.
Next, we'll go to 2017. Most people remember the Bitcoin 2017 cycle.
See, I heard about Bitcoin like right at the tail end of this. That's when I started hearing about Bitcoin.
Bitcoin topping out at 20K.
I
Most
saw it
don't
down
remember.
I saw it down at 3,500, and I was wondering why it was so expensive.
That Bitcoin price actually
Big.
spent most of 2017 under 6K.
If this was just a one-off, I would say, go ahead and trade it. But look what happened in 2017. Let's go to here and let's look at that. There again, what do we see? We see that the market did a whole lot of nothing. It never really crossed 6,000 until October, right? That's something we just don't remember because we always remember that it went to 20,000 in 17, but bear in mind that it only crossed 6,000 in October. In November, really, it only crossed 6,000, touched 20,000 in December. Almost all the gains. If you had not been in Bitcoin in October, if you got out in October, you would have missed 3/4 of the move, right? So everything really, really happened over a 3-month period. Now, again, you say, okay, that's 2 times, right? But surely it didn't happen again the same way. Yes, but it did.
Let's go to the 2020-2021 cycle. Look how quickly this happened, and pay attention to
2
the
months.
conclusion that Fred Krueger draws at the end.
Let's take a look at that third movement, the 2020-2021 bull market. And again, here we go, doing a lot of nothing. November at 20,000, 4 months later, we're at 60,000, right? So things can happen very quickly, and we can go triple, quadruple, 5x in a period of 3 months. And if you miss those 3 months, you're going to miss everything. So the big problem with trading Bitcoin is, you can trade it just like anything else, and you think you're making money, you're losing money. But the big problem with Bitcoin is if you're not in the market for those 3 months, it's very unlikely that you're going to be able to get in the market and be there with any kind of size when this thing actually goes up. I do think that we are going to see another one of those moves in the next year. I don't know when it's going to be. It could be in a week. It could be in 3.
Put your predictions in the chat. When do you guys think it's going to happen? The bull run or beginning of the bull run, right? I know it's like kind of started already, but at the same time, it hasn't, right? When are we going to see the peak? You guys think it's going to be end of December into the next year? Typically how it has been. That's where I think it's going to be, to be honest, but I don't know. August, says Dan R. Wow. August, really? October, January 2025. Yeah, I'm leaning more towards like almost into 2025, like right after Christmas area. That's me, but let me know.
3 weeks. It could be by the end of the year. It could be next year. I don't know.
September,
we
November.
have to stay in the market to capture those moves.
So let's talk about why Bitcoin's price goes up. Fred Krueger has made it clear that the reason he's so bullish is because he thinks, technically speaking, the bull market is happening, and for that reason, he thinks Bitcoin price is going to reach certain levels because technically we're in a bull. But besides being in a bull...
All right, Patrick Murphy. Who else agrees? Does he look like him? Patrick sent me that picture. I had to show it.
What are his 3 big fundamental reasons he thinks Bitcoin's price is going to skyrocket? This is an interesting thesis. Listen.
Now, what else do I think?
Cartoon version.
A lot of bullishness. Well, obviously the ETFs, right? So I think in addition to the fact that we're on sort of this bull market, we have the ETFs that are, they're really just starting to kick in. And, we saw yesterday we had GBTC with the first positive inflow day ever. I've sort of said, I think the ETFs, once we get back and we're, say, back to 70,000, I think those flows are going to come right back. Because I think these people, they may not participate when the market looks shaky, but when the market looks good, they're going to come back. And that's just like a turbo booster on top of the bullish sentiment that's just coming from the non-ETF part of the market. The third part, I would say, is just from a pure fiscal irresponsibility, I think we have never looked more irresponsible than we are today. We're definitely in kind of this, I would say, sort of the end game of fiat here. You know, we're just printing like crazy. We got just absolutely.
I think that's true. I think that's true. End game of fiat. Is it happening? Will it happen? I don't know if we're ever going to really get rid of it fully, but I feel like they'll make some sort of digital CBDC type deal thing, I guess.
Insane people like Stephanie Kelton.
We're close.
Who really think that we can just go print like whatever we want, we can just buy. And that won't have any impact on inflation or anything. She uses the example of World War II to show how great things are when, you know, when we just go spend like drunken sailors on something like, you know, the war effort. And, you know, her new war effort is, you know, the Green New Deal and climate change. So I just think that...
Well, it's the other thing is, too, like, you know, kids these days, right? They've grown up in a world where we use credit cards, debit cards, like Apple Pay. They're not using actual fiat, right? So I feel like it's just going to go to some sort of digital currency versus getting rid of it entirely. I mean, it'd be cool to get rid of it, but it's realistically how possible is that to actually happen? You know, what are the odds, I guess?
This kind of thinking is so wrong, so destructive to capital. So I think the fact that people just don't seem to even care at all about deficits is a reason why Bitcoin's going to do really, really well over the next 2 years. And then the last of all, I think we have an election. And I think at the end of the day, this election, whoever emerges from this election as the victor is going to go spend like crazy. If it's Trump, they're going to cut interest rates like crazy. But regardless, I think people are going to want to own Bitcoin. I think we have a really great setup for the next 18 months. Very bullish. I just would recommend just being fully invested and just, you know, having diamond hands.
So let's talk.
Just wait. Real quick, Piranha Cards said Australia and Canada already started to deny cash and checks. Really? That's interesting. I didn't know that.
Price predictions. What price does Fred Krueger think Bitcoin will hit this cycle?
This is why I do this, because like I learned stuff from you guys in the chat. That's like really that's neat. I didn't know that. I'm gonna have to look that up.
How high can Bitcoin go? Within what time frame? What is most likely? This is his price and time outlook this cycle. Remember, guys, smash the like button if you appreciate videos like this.
I think we're in a bull market. We've gone from the low of 15,000, 16,000, let's call it, to you know, close to 70,000 right now, 63,000. I think we have, you know, we could easily go up another 4 to 5x from here. That would put us at 250,000, and it could be as much as 500,000. And I think if I had to pick a spot at what this happens, I think we're going to probably get the most of it by the end of 2025, right? So yeah, maybe it keeps on going until 2026. The next 18 months, I think, are going to be, you know,
wild.
Could be really amazing. Could be absolutely spectacular. Somewhere between, you know, 4x and, you know, 8x the return from where we are today. Please, if you like this content, hit the subscribe button because it really helps my algorithm on YouTube.
How about longer term? Is it true that he thinks Bitcoin's price hits $1 million per coin this decade? This is true.
What's it going to take to get Bitcoin to 1 million? Well, we probably have to increase users by about 3x. How long is it going to take to do that? Probably about a decade.
Look, guys, if any of us knew the future, we'd
I'd agree with that for sure.
all be rich. This video, it's not financial advice, just info and opinion. That being said, if you're interested in making...
Not going to even let him say it. Not going to let him say it. Because that's, most people don't make money in crypto. All right, let's move on. Recap segment of things. Anybody else just joining? We're at $61,849 Bitcoin. We got a $2,900 Ethereum, $146 Solana. Let's see, ADA is at 43 cents. I think it's a steal and a half. We have PASPA at 11.5 cents. Litecoin is also down on the day, $79. Good steal on that as well. XRP 50 cents. I'm not a huge XRP fan, but ETC 25 bucks, looking pretty good. Ooh, actually, Forgot to mention this. Octaspace was pumping yesterday. Oh shit, it's down 10% today. What? Why did that just not go dark mode? What the hell? Weird. $1.82. Damn it. I meant to sell it too. I looked at it this morning. It was still over $2. I was like, I still got time. Just gonna hold it to 0 like everything else, right? I'm kidding. But no, seriously, if you guys, this is still way up from where it was, you know, so it hit all-time high about 2 days ago. It's down 17% from there. It's a deep in project. I think it's going to be doing decent things. We'll have to see, right? But if you guys are into it, take profits. Don't be a Timmy. All right, real quick, actually, you know what? Pellish Miner, totally forgot, sent me this right here. Mr. Hawk Crypto Mining was on Newsmax again. You guys wanna see? Let's check it out. See what he's got to say over here.
Mining YouTube channel, and he joins us tonight live. Michael, good to see you, sir.
Good to see you too. Thank
Michael.
you for having me.
We want to get a handle on Bitcoin and crypto in a moment, but first, why do you think Donald Trump has such an
Hold on.
edge in
Why is it so quiet? Why is it so quiet? Damn it.
terms of his handling of the economy? My suspicion is people have seen the body of work. They've seen both of these.
I can't turn it up. I can't turn it up. I was trying. I don't know how to turn it up. Why is it so quiet? I don't know how to turn this up. I don't know how. I'm sorry. Just shh.
These men, and they have strong opinions. Your thoughts?
Right. Well, when it comes to Donald Trump, everything's deregulation, right? And with cryptocurrency, as you mentioned earlier, that's the whole idea of cryptocurrency, is people to get out of the big bank system and bank themselves, essentially. We want to be away from big regulation, and that's the whole idea with crypto, and that's why I think the former president, is backing it.
And in fact, Politico has this headline saying that this crypto may be Donald Trump's secret weapon. The former president telling crypto backers at an event at Mar-a-Lago recently he's going to push back against Biden's crackdown on the digital currency. Do you think that expanding the cryptocurrency market could help grow the economy?
Oh, absolutely. Cryptocurrency is just the one little piece that you get from the technology. Blockchain technology is going to change everything. We're looking at a potential trillion-dollar industry. Why give it to the hands of our adversaries? We have to be ahead with this technology. We shouldn't regulate it up the wazoo. We should really get down and be on the forefront of it. And that's what I think Mr. Donald Trump wants to do.
Well, and as you say, that's part of his more deregulatory approach. He wants to cut taxes. He wants to cut regulations. Biden has been talking about taxing NFTs, cryptocurrency, and that has frustrated a lot of people. Do you think it's a big factor in why younger voters are leaning now towards Mr. Trump? We hear a lot of people talk about Israel, and that's a factor, these pro-Hamas protests on campus. But we also know young people like yourself are, shall I say, a little more interested in cryptocurrency, in Bitcoin, and the fluctuations in the market. Is that something that's attracting young people, that they see this as the future?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the majority of the cryptocurrency industry are younger people. And I'll be honest with you, I think it just comes down to, we've seen fractional reserve banking fail. It fails numerous times. And I think it really comes down to people just not having faith in the banking system. And honestly, cryptocurrency is just a one little piece. Like I said, blockchain technology will usher in a brand new economy. And, you know, to be honest with you, former President Donald Trump taking the stance on Bitcoin and blockchain tech will be the best thing for this country moving forward. It'll give us the hedge we need to be ahead of our adversaries.
Last thing quickly, Joe Biden has also talked about a specific digital currency that has spooked a lot of people, different than cryptocurrency, but a digital currency. In the 30 seconds we have, what do you see as the big difference here? Because it spooked a lot of people that Biden is pushing this digital currency.
Right, so he's pushing something called the CBDC, which is a central bank digital currency. This is something that we do not want. We don't want CBDCs. This is programmable money. They can tell you what to spend it and how to spend it, and it's ridiculous. This is something that we don't want. I'm okay with the government coming in and helping us out with crypto, but hey, we got to stop somewhere, because CBDCs are a bad idea for people, and they already have too much control.
Yeah, and the Biden administration had an executive order looking at all this, and a lot of people are quite skeptical of what he's up to. Michael Zuccarelli, we appreciate your time tonight. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for.
Good job, Michael. Good job, Michael. All right, turn your volume down before I blow your eardrums, people. Hold on one second. Oh, I'm muted. Damn it. Sorry, bro. I was talking to my wife. Anyways, he did look a little nervous. He did look a little nervous. All right. Anyways, it's I guess he drove to the news station and actually met them. And shout out to Pellish Miner for sending this over to me last night. You're awesome. All right, guys. Listen, I gotta get back to daddy duty. Building a swing set today with the kids. So time for that. You guys have a great, happy, and safe Tuesday. What we're gonna do is raid Miss Randy Hipper. She doesn't go live for another 15 minutes, but you guys can go enjoy that soon. So get over there, hit the like button, share the stream. We'll talk to you guys soon. Have a good day and peace out.
Perfect.